Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are cracking the code on a takeout classic that, let's be honest, so many of us mess up at home: beef and broccoli. We're going to break down the real techniques that separate a sad, soggy attempt from that amazing restaurant-quality dish you're craving.
Let's just start with this painfully relatable description of what usually goes wrong. We've all been there, haven't we? You follow the recipe to the letter, and the result is, well, that. Just limp, kind of gray, and a million miles from what you get at your favorite Chinese place.
So, what gives? Why is this dish, which seems so incredibly simple, so hard to get right? You've got all the right ingredients, so what's the missing piece of the puzzle here? Well, here's the thing. The answer isn't some secret ingredient you can't find. Nope. It all comes down to a few key techniques, the kind professional chefs use every single day. And once you know them, you're going to master this dish, I promise.
And listen, these aren't just some random tips from the internet. We're talking about techniques backed by decades of professional experience. Think about chefs who've been in the kitchen for over 50 years. Yeah, that kind of experience. This is the real deal wisdom from the pros, and we're bringing it right into your kitchen. All right, first up, secret number one. This is all about getting that beef so incredibly tender and silky, the way it is in restaurants. The technique, it's called velveting. So what in the world is velveting? Well, it's basically a Chinese cooking technique where you hydrate the meat before you even think about cooking it. You often use a little baking soda and water. And what that does is it tenderizes the meat, giving it that super soft, velvety texture. It's a total game changer. Okay, so how do you actually do it? It's way easier than it sounds. First, you slice your beef nice and thin, always against the grain. Then, and this is the key part, you massage it with a bit of baking soda and water until all that liquid is just gone, sucked right up. After that, you add your regular marinade: soy sauce, cornstarch, oil, the usual suspects, and just let it hang out for at least 30 minutes. Seriously, don't skip this. And the result? Well, as Bill from The Walks of Life puts it gives the beef that extra soft and velvety texture you find in Chinese restaurant versions. That's exactly what we're going for. That cornstarch in the marinade also creates this tiny, protective shell that keeps the beef unbelievably juicy when you hit it with that high heat. Okay, beef is handled. Let's move on to secret number two, perfecting the broccoli. Remember those weeping willows we talked about? Yeah, we're going to make sure that never happens again. So here is the big mistake almost everyone makes: tossing the raw broccoli right into the pan with the beef. You think you're saving time, but what you're really doing is creating a soggy, steamed mess. The restaurant method? You cook the broccoli separately before it ever joins the party. This guarantees everything is cooked perfectly. Crisp broccoli, seared beef. No compromises. And you've got a couple of pro-level options here. Option A is blanching. You just top the florets into boiling water for like 30 to 60 seconds. That's it, pulling out. Or option B, you can do a quick steam sear. Just toss them in a hot pan with a little oil, add a splash of water, cover it for half a minute, and you're done. Either way, you get that perfect, crisp, tender, bright green broccoli. All right, we've got our super tender beef, we've got our perfectly crisp broccoli. Now for the grand finale, secret number three, the authentic sauce. And it's so much more than just mixing a few liquids together. The flavor base is pretty classic, and you'll see these ingredients in almost every authentic recipe. You've got oyster sauce for that deep, savory umami punch, soy sauce for saltiness and that beautiful dark color, Shaoxing wine for this amazing aroma and depth, a little sesame oil, a touch of sugar for balance, and some stock to give it body. It's a symphony of flavor, really. But, and this is a big but, the real secret is how you thicken it. Because if you just throw those liquids in the pan, you're going to end up with a watery puddle at the bottom, not that thick, glossy sauce that beautifully coats every single piece of beef and broccoli. And that brings us to the cornstarch slurry. This little mixture is the secret weapon behind pretty much every great Chinese takeout sauce. It's just equal parts cornstarch and cold water, and it has to be cold water, otherwise it gets all lumpy. You add this at the very end, and it magically thickens the sauce in seconds. Okay, so let's recap. We have our velveted beef, our perfectly cooked broccoli, and our sauce ready to go. Now it's time for the high heat finale. This is where it all comes together, and it happens fast.
First things first, your wok has to be smoking hot. We're talking screaming hot. As J. Kenji Lopez Alt says, this is absolutely crucial. You need that intense heat before anything goes in so you get a beautiful sear instead of just steaming your food.
Now in goes the beef, just for 2 or 3 minutes, tops. You just want to sear it quickly until it's browned on the outside. Then get it out of the pan. Don't let it overcook.
Next up, the aromatics and the sauce. A little garlic and ginger hit the hot pan for just a few seconds until you can really smell them. Then pour in that sauce mixture and let it come to a nice simmer.
And here comes the magic trick. Grab that cornstarch slurry, give it a quick stir, and drizzle it into the simmering sauce. Keep stirring, and in about 20 seconds, boom, the sauce transforms, getting thick and glossy right before your eyes.
Last step, it's time to bring it all home. Toss that seared beef and the crisp broccoli back into the pan. Give it all a quick mix just to coat everything in that gorgeous sauce. And that's it. You're done. Serve it up immediately. So there you have it. You've unlocked the secrets. It's not about a magic recipe. It's about understanding these core techniques: velveting the beef, cooking the broccoli separately, and using a cornstarch slurry. Now you don't just have a recipe, you have the craft. So the only question left is, what will you master next?